Finally, 75 years in the making, we finally have our first Wonder Woman film. You know what that means, right? It's time to play the Wonder Woman theme song. Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman is the newest installment in the DC Extended Universe. Of course, I was extremely excited for Wonder Woman because she's one of my favorite DC characters. And plus too, after how great she was in Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, lots of people, including myself, were like, alright, we cannot wait to see how she is in her solo film. And now that this film is out, all these years of waiting, how is Wonder Woman? It's amazing. First off, let's talk about the positives. For one, of course, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, she's perfect. She's exactly what I've wanted from an actress to play a Wonder Woman. She comes off as really likable. Like, you cannot hate her. Just the way she plays as Wonder Woman. And she can be fierce when she needs to be. But then you have these things like how I said, where she's really emotional and it just gets you right here. And that's all I wanted in Gal Gadot. She is Wonder Woman. And another great performance was Chris Pine. He was great in this film. Chris Pine does such a well job in playing a soldier who's seen a lot of terrible stuff in his past. And you really see that in his performance. He always gives a lot of these subtleties. Definitely him and Gal Gadot are the strongest, probably my biggest positive of this film. And one of the reasons why is because their chemistry, Gal Gadot's and Chris Pine's, is amazing. Whenever they're talking or there's like jokes within the two, it never feels forced or faked. It just feels genuine. There was not a single person from the cast that I thought was weak. Everybody did a great job in their acting. And the film does have a lot of humor, and what I like about the humor is that it comes to them in the right moments. It doesn't feel forced, or whenever the film needs to be serious, it doesn't compromise the story just to have a funny joke in there. A lot of it comes from Diana, because since she knows nothing about mankind, she's always like, what is this? What is that? And you know, that's also a huge compliment to Gal Gadot's performance because she plays those scenes so well. The director of the film, Patty Jenkins, she did a great job in directing this film. She really captured the elements of Themyscira, the Amazons, really well. You could really tell that director Patty Jenkins had so much passion while directing this film. She also did a great job in the action scenes. There were some moments in the film where I was like, holy shit. That's badass. And also what I love that Patty Jenkins did as well, so she really captured the brutality of the war, because this film is set during World War I. And what I like is that the film doesn't shy away from showing you how brutal this war was. And the cinematography in this film is really well done. Patty Jenkins was able to capture some beautiful shots of Themyscira, but then he's able to give us this haunting image of World War I, and that's what I really loved. And the score of the film is great. Obviously, Wonder Woman's theme song is in this film, but there's like a new spin to it. There are going to be many times in the film where you're going to feel emotional, because there's a scene between Diana and Steve where it might be my favorite scene, where it's just these two talking to each other, and basically Steve is explaining to Diana something about mankind. I don't want to spoil it. And in that scene, it makes you come back to reality and go, wow, what he said is true. And there are many times in those moments in the film where it's just like, wow, it just really feels so human and emotional, and it gets you thinking. And that is something that doesn't come too often in these superhero films. And while I felt there could have been more to them, I also felt that the villain, specifically this one villain, which I will not spoil, I thought they did a good job in handling them. Now let's get on to the negatives, which I don't have that many. Honestly, probably my biggest negative is, again, you know, since I just talked about the villains, to me they're kind of like Logan villains, where you're like, yeah, you like them, you understand them, they're intimidating, you feel the presence throughout the film, you just wish they had more scenes. That's all I wanted. I wish the villains had more scenes in the film. Another nitpick I probably would have for the film is that sometimes you could tell, you see some of the actors moving during the action scenes, you're like, okay, I could tell that is CGI, and it mostly happens in the beginning of the film. It doesn't throw you off at those times, but you could tell like, oh, that is CGI. Another nitpick for me would be that there were some scenes that were kind of slow, but whenever it slows down, it picks itself right back up, and you're like, okay, this doesn't happen too often in the film, but there were a couple times where it did. But other than those nitpicks, overall, this is everything that I wanted in a Wonder Woman film. And when I went into the film, I made sure to, you know, hold myself down, like, okay, let's just see how the film is. You know, now let's go all crazy as a fan. Let's just see how the movie is. As I was watching the film, I was just mesmerized, but just how well done it was. It's definitely up there with Logan, for sure. And I'm gonna give Wonder Woman a solid A. Of course, I highly, highly recommend this film to all of you guys. You need to see this immediately. So guys, that was my review for Wonder Woman. What did you guys think of the film? Did you guys like it or you guys didn't like it? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for taking time out of your day to watch my video. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, have a nice day.